The community is divided into 3 sections. There's the airport sections, which provide service to the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta Airport. Now, not most airports, all airports have some sort of police regulation. However, Atlanta's airport is the biggest airport in the nation, so the fact that one of their sections is solely dedicated to the airport is very important. It is a large airport with a lot of traffic. It is the busiest airport in the nation, so it's great that they've taken that and made that their duty and not just, pushing it off on someone else, I suppose. Then we have the special operations sections, and this includes the hit and run unit, the DUI task force, the mounted patrol to deal with large crowds, and then we have the community-oriented police section. This increases the knowledge and understanding of the community, and it builds collaborative partnerships between police and community. And they also develop proactive and preventative law enforcement. Again, with the community, Atlanta has had a lot of problems, and I think that they face a lot of issues with not being community-based, and Chief Turner wants to change that. He's wanted to change that since he's been in place, and he wants to make it a community and a partnership so that it's not bad cops. He doesn't want people driving around thinking, oh, there's the police. It's more a relief. There's the police. It's kind of, he wants to change people's mentalities, and the only way to do that is to get right into the community and deal hands-on with an issue. And not even issues, but to prevent issues, they're able to then have an understanding that the police are working with us. Let's work with the police. The values of the Atlanta Police Department are integrity, professionalism, dedication, and officers such as Major Wayne Whitman of the Atlanta Precinct are dedicated to upholding the values of the APD. I don't think that it would even be reasonable to say that if a police department was trying to have a community-based relationship, that they would have no core values and not stick to them. Their values are very important to them, especially because they're reaching out to the community. They want to have a solid image of their values and have their values just pour out to their community and show just what they're here for and how dedicated and strong and much they really care for the Atlanta community. The Atlanta Police Department goals. Their goals are as follows. They are providing the citizens with protection against violent actions of others, safeguarding the personnel, possessions, and property of the community, becoming a viable entity in the community, be interacting with the public in a manner of professionalism, understanding, and compassion for human problems and needs. And lastly, they're following fair personnel practices, encouraging professionalism among the department personnel, and developing programs to support career and job satisfaction. The last one we believed was the most important. With the economy the way it is right now, like everybody talks about, they're trying to do things to support careers and get job satisfaction within themselves. So they want to make the Atlanta Police Department a place where people want to work as well as respect the department for what it is. The goals for 2012, these came from the Police Foundation teaming up with the Atlanta Police Department, and the Atlanta Police Foundation was founded in 2003 to assist the Atlanta Police Department. This also stems back to a lot of our research and a lot of what we've talked about in class, in a sense that funding is everything. You'll have a lot of police departments that can't get the proper technology, or they can't get, they can't put so many officers out to keep the community safe because they just don't have the funds. So when we get something like the Atlanta Police Foundation wanting to truly just help the police department, it really, really says a lot about where they're going with their community. Their goals for 2012 is to launch a Public Safety First campaign, create a 2,500 police force, provide scholarships to improve officers' education, integrate cameras all over the city, and enhance Crime Stoppers. I'd like to talk about creating the 2,500 police force when we were talking about the history, and they only had 20 officers. They've come a really, really long way, and they're about to reach their goal, and it's crazy, when you stop to think you went from 20 to 2,500. As far as the scholarships, it's great. Officers educating themselves and getting more education is so important, because all we're telling our kids is to get education and be educated, and we need to have those individuals that are protecting our cities and protecting our children to have just as much, if not more, education. And you can never stop learning. There's always going to be new technology, there's always going to be new ways to commit crimes, and we've got to have the police one step ahead. Leadership issues within the Atlanta Police Department. The Atlanta Police Department has made new strides in policy and administration in the last 2 years with the election of new Police Chief George Turner. Turner is a 31-year-old veteran of the Atlanta Police Department, and he took office in December of 2009, replacing Chief Richard Pennington. Chief Turner took over a department plagued with scandals and low morale. The troubled department was in lawsuits for many reasons, including excessive use of force when a 92-year-old woman was shot and killed in a drug raid by the narcotics team. Illegal body search, cavities, harassment was among some of the problems Chief Turner walked into when he took office. Now, like we have said before, Chief Turner was the one that wants to base a lot of what he's doing around the community. In order to lose the image of these scandals that we're talking about right now, he's got to do something to change their minds. Again, the only way to do that is to involve them, include them, make them feel like they're just as important to the police department as the employees of the police department. Especially when you come into office, if with any kind of job or business and it's got all of these problems, you really can only go up from there. You could take a turn for the worst, I guess, but we really believe that Chief Turner, being within the Atlanta Police Department for so long, seeing everything that was happening, he had the best reasonable vision to take the police department and turn it into something else. His leadership has turned the Atlanta Police Department around and once again fostered community trust in the force. Under his expert leadership, the problems that had existed began to be removed as he terminated many who were involved. Chief Turner, as well as Mayor Reed, hired an additional 100 new officers, new and better training facilities, and were provided and a new, better recruit emerged. How does this happen? Sometimes when things go wrong within police departments, people in the community want to believe that the police departments are to blame. And obviously, within this case, the Atlanta Police Department was to blame. And Chief Turner knew that, and he wanted to change that. He wanted to take a stand and make a better name for the Atlanta Police Department because he cared so much. And he cared because he was in the community for so long. And teaming up with the mayor and just saying, okay, we're going to get a clean slate, we're going to get rid of the bad seeds and get everybody new and focused and driven, and it's a great way to go about turning around a police department. Chief Turner, as well as Mayor Reed, have instituted weapons training when use of force is authorized and public relations. The new policies which Chief Turner put into place have brought about a 58% decrease in violent crime. The effectiveness of Chief Turner's administration has brought about major change in the Atlanta Police Department and their policies. Crazy, 58% decrease just by one man teaming up with another man to try and just turn things around. 58%, especially in a city as large as Atlanta, is crazy, and it all is because of their values. The core values that the APD is based off of is exactly what led them to this point.